Bake a hot cake every hour. Keep that skillet good and greasy all the time, time, time. Keep that skillet good and greasy all the time.
Well, hello everybody for Cook Show number 26. And we're not going to keep any skillet good and greasy today. So what are we going to do?
I'm really looking forward to this. Jens is going to show us how he's doing his favorite muesli. That's what he eats every morning. It's called a Swiss Burger Muesli, and it really is a Swiss national food. We all eat it all the time, and yes, it's going to be a quick and simple and easy, but very delicious.
Right. The muesli actually originated in Switzerland, and we'll tell you a little later about this. But first, we're going to show you what we're going to put in the muesli today. We have apples. We have 4 people, so I take 4 apples. I have some milk. I don't really know how much I really need, so I just put some aside. I have old-fashioned oats, and they're just rolled oats. And they're not, they're just raw oats. Then I have some pecans, and they're chopped up, and I have some walnuts, some honey, maybe. What else we got in there?
We got some seasonal fruit. Jens found some wonderful nectarines. They're nice and juicy. We got some raspberries and blueberries that we're going to put on there. And that's all optional. And then we have a nice piece of bread that we're going to eat along with the muesli with a little bit of butter. And Jens is going to fix hot cocoa from scratch.
Well, yeah, that's
which is
like we used to drink it when we were kids. How they used to make it. Exactly. So anyway, that's the ingredients for today.
Why is it called Burger Muesli?
Well, in America, people all refer to muesli. And actually all over the world. But it's because of Dr. Bircher Benner, who was born in 1867. He was a physician, and he worked, had his own little clinic.
And where was that?
In Zurich, actually.
Zurich.
In Zurich, in the industrial park, pretty much, And he took care of a lot of kids, and people who just were not fed well. The diet wasn't good for them, and so he thought, well, let's put some fresh, ingredients, because he believed that there's a force in a living organism that we need to eat in order to stay healthy as well. He called it vital force of vegetables and fruits and such. Yeah. And so he then opened his clinic in '97, and he started 7 beds, yeah. and everybody, thought that he was a quack or he wasn't doing anything right. But he had such success with healing people, and he came up with something that everybody had to eat before every meal.
Yes.
And he called it Spieß,
which the food.
Basically. The food, basically, just called the food.
First you have the food, and then you eat something.
Right.
I like that concept.
Yes, that's when you asked the doctor once, shall I eat the diet before my lunch or after lunch?
So you're fixing this every morning, right?
But not just on that note, for Bircher Benner, his clinic is still running. It's very successful, and he would, like I said, he would have a very small portion of that muesli before every meal, and it would be actually consistent only of apples, and he would grind the entire apple with some lemon juice and a little bit condensed milk, maybe, or maybe some honey in it a little bit, and rolled oats. The old-fashioned.
The amazing thing is, I went to this clinic, Pritikin, down in Florida, and Dr. Pritikin was also a natural healer and believed in diets to heal people.
Yes, right. And
the breakfast is not low carb. It is not a low carb diet or anything like that. It is, in the morning you eat porridge, which is like but it's not cooked porridge. It's just, you put it in the water the night before, so it's nice and soft in the morning.
Actually, that's what Bircher Benner originally did. But now when we buy oats, old-fashioned oats and such, they are pre-steamed,
Yes.
So they're like pre-cooked. But anyway, you want to get started?
Let's get on. I want to see how you do this every morning.
Well, for me, it's I'm not really doing the original, but I get up in the morning, and first thing I do is I just use 3 simple ingredients. Just use the apple, the milk, and some of these. That's all I need. 1 apple, a little bit of this, and a half a cup of this. So I'll show you how it is. I'm gonna grind the apple straight into the bowl I'm gonna eat breakfast in. And because I have to grind it, it'll make a lot of noise if I put this on here and you know, so I take a kitchen towel, you know, a paper thing, and I just fold it up and put this on top of here. And then I can really hold on to this and just grind in here. And I turn it a little bit. And I just take the apple to clean this thing. So I get all the peel, because the peel is the nicest part. So then I can have the kitchen towel, I just can clean everything, have everything in here. So it's fun. I take a half a cup of these old-fashioned oats. Put them right in. And just cover it a little milk, and I'm done.
That's it?
That's it. But the thing is, if you grind up the apples like they are, with the milk together, they become the most delicious thing on the planet. I love this so much. The apple, the grind up, if you grind apples with milk, and then these oats, just the smell is wonderful. So now,
So how long does that take?
I don't know, a minute. That takes a minute. I make this in a minute.
Perfect.
And there's no added sugar.
Nothing.
There's no processed food. There's nothing. It's just what it is.
Wonderful.
Now you want to.
And I like to add a little bit of nuts.
Yeah, put some nuts in there. Yeah.
Put, you know, you can use ground. No, not more than that. Maybe. Of course you can. And then.
Let me.
Yeah.
Let me put these in here. You know what? You know, some people like to just put a little bit of honey in it.
Yep. Just a little bit of
Just a
honey.
little bit of honey. Just gonna mix it up a little bit. I sometimes do that on Sundays, or, you know, but I usually just eat the apple and the milk and the things. But seasonal fruit are great.
You put some seasonal fruit on there.
Yes.
Nectarines are really nice right now, and like that.
Some blueberries.
Oh, this beautiful raspberry, wonderful.
This is about as good as it gets. What do you think?
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Bravo. We had a very famous author in Thomas Mann, and he was an intern at the clinic, and he called it a health prison. And I've been there, done that, and it's
And also, there were people like Hermann Hesse, you might know from Steppenwolf. He was in there, and it actually turned him around. He became a vegetarian, and he stayed a vegetarian after he'd been there. And so anyway, but I can imagine some of these people who went there didn't like it. You know, I'm sure. You know, and then they were sitting in their rooms, you know, craving a steak or a pork chop or something. Who's going to be written in this clinic?
might have been, right? How long do I have to stay here? How long since that evening train's been gone? How long, oh baby, how long? Go to the station, catch me a train. Deep in my heart there's this ache and pain. children. How long since that evening train's been gone? Sing it along. How long since that evening train's been gone? How long, oh baby, how long? If I could holler like Mountain Jack, I'm on that mountain and I call my baby back. How long since that evening train's been gone? How long since that evening train's been gone? How long, oh baby, how long? How long, oh baby, how Yes, I want to have some breakfast.
Yeah, I know. Wait, you should cut some bread while I make the cocoa. What do you think?
Well, cutting the bread is a conundrum always, because you can cut it the long way, this way, or the short way, or the way I like it, just make it into a sandwich. So
This bread is actually
Just like
totally
that.
fresh.
yes.
It just came out of the oven about an hour
Let's
ago.
be quiet. Can you come a little closer? I want to.
Quiet?
I want to hear this.
We gotta get Crustavision.
You hear that? That's the sound of a fresh piece of bread. Oh.
And it was episode 11, right? We're in bread.
Yeah,
We always refer to this bread because we know.
It's the good standard Dutch oven bread.
Yes. By the way, these Victorinox bread knives are not expensive, and they're probably some of the best. You can use them for all sorts of different things. They're really wonderful. They're flexible,
They are the best.
and they're absolutely the best bread knife. We try them all.
Yes, we tried them all.
Yes,
All of them.
all of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Worldwide.
All the time.
All of them. Yes.
Nino smells something he likes now.
Oh, Nino loves this stuff. He knows food is up. Jens, you fixing the cocoa?
Yes, I mixed the cocoa.
So how do you start out with it? You just start with the water.
I just put some water in here, And I don't, you see, and we don't have to really show how I make cocoa because
Well, yes.
I have no recipe for cocoa. I just sort of make it, I mean, I put water in. A lot of people put cocoa just in hot milk, but it becomes more of a dessert than just a breakfast beverage, really, But what I use is just not. It has no sugar in it. It's just 100% cacao. Cocoa.
Unsweetened cocoa powder.
Yes, it's just. That's it. Nothing else in it. It's actually not that expensive. You can,
But you know what? What actually happens is that Jens is using the ingredients that goes in normal chocolate. Little cocoa, milk, and sugar. Instead of the sugar, we can put in a little bit of honey, and that makes it into really. If you buy chocolate powder and put it in there, you have no control over what ingredients you're using, and usually the quality of the cocoa is not as good in a pre-made chocolate. And when you buy cocoa powder like that, lasts forever, is inexpensive, and tastes so much better.
And cocoa is exactly the opposite of flour. Flour you try to avoid putting into hot things because it just clumps up. But with cocoa is exactly the difference. You want hot water to have it dissolve. When you put it in cold water, it just sort of clumps up. That's I know you knew that, but so just wait till the water is hot, and that can take an eternity when you watch the pot, right? What do you say?
Yeah. I'll watch the pot.
In this time while I watch the pot trying to boil, I could have grinded up. Is that right, English? I could
Yes,
have
we could have ground up.
I could have ground up. I could have ground up a dozen apples.
You are fast with that grater. Must be that banjo
I was a
arm.
little nervous because I was actually telling everybody I'm a fast grader. And now I had to prove it. I was under the pressure of
Yes,
proving
it
it.
comes really from when you play.
When I play tenor
When you
band.
play tenor band.
Yeah, I play lots of treble on the
You
tenor
know,
band.
and when you just, you know, and the older you get, the easier it's going to get too again, you know. And what do you?
How much are you putting?
Oh.
3 tablespoons?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm making this.
You're a messy cook,
I'm sorry.
but you're a good cook.
And I really just don't want to cook it too long, you know, just put a little bit of honey in there, just a little bit, so, because you said you like honey, I don't like it, but you said it.
I like it a little sweet. I love honey. I just love honey by
Just
itself.
Just pour milk in it. That's about
See, how much milk was that? About
same as
a cup?
it's the same as water. And you know, and some people like more cocoa in it and some like less. I don't need that much cocoa, you know, it's about,
You just make your cocoa by feel, huh?
yeah, it's a cocoa feel thing.
If you really want to spice it up, you can put some vanilla in there too.
Oh yeah.
That makes it a little special. And some people put a little pepper or chili even into this. It's wonderful. And
That's chili that actually works.
chili is great in hot cocoa. And and some people put nutmeg in it in their hot cocoa, you know, or what do you call it, pumpkin spice. I'm a purist. I really like it just the way it is because I really like the taste of cocoa. I don't like to cover it up. That's it. On your mark. And go!
Oh, forgot my own trick.
Is that so you don't wake the house up of the morning?
Done? Okay. So you can make breakfast for a family of 4 and get your exercise in. Quick apples, is that what was that?
Yeah. Paper green apples and it don't rain and then the apples in the sun.
You're crazy, man.
Yeah, right.
Yes, you are.
So maybe next week I have to cook something.
What?
I don't know. Maybe I make a roast beef sandwich or something like that.
I used too much any of these
You
blueberries.
did. You used the blueberry.
I know. I used some of the blueberries. First one.
Perfect.
All right. What do you think, Kruger? Looks good?
It's wonderful, yes. And just like I said before, in Switzerland, most everybody has their own recipe to do it. And when I fix the muesli, I usually start off by cutting a banana. I like putting the banana in there, and I like to cut my apples instead of grinding them. It takes a little more time, but I just like the crunchiness of that apple in there, you know.
And then again, you're weird.
I know.
You know, it's and then again, you know.
And then instead of honey or something like that, I usually use a little bit of stevia, and I like to use yogurt in it, and maybe some lemon juice, or I use that concentrate that you get in the store. So, but it doesn't really matter, because as long as you stick to the principle of the Jens said, you know, just apple and oats. You can add whatever you want to after that.
Oh, I show you something. In Switzerland, the farmers, or you know, everybody used to just have the cocoa and they drink it out of these bowls. And it has a reason. Because if you have the cocoa in a bowl like that, it's easier to dip your bread in it. Right? So. So farmers still these days, you know, they drink their coffee out of the same.
Yeah, and they call it the gocheli. Yeah, and you're absolutely, the way you hold them is really what you can use your thumb in. You know,
Put your thumb in.
You have you hold it like that. Your thumb is inside, and then you lift it up to your mouth, and you drink it like that, and you can slurp it out. That's the way they hold this.
Yes, the farmers, the real farmers.
The farmers do well.
The real farmers.
Yes, and so it always has a little bit of a flavor to it.
Yes.
Okay, can we eat, Jens?
Try the muesli.
It's good. Huh? Now you have to try it.
This looks like a fantastic breakfast. Hot chocolate, bread, fruit and nuts and milk and oats. Is this where you get all the energy to walk on your treadmill every day, Jens?
Yes. That's what I do.
That's not breakfast. That's dessert.
You like it? Isn't it just magic?
Good.
The apple with the milk itself is just.
It's perfect.
I know.
And not cooking the oats. That's perfect.
It's
Now,
good.
you guys were saying this was what, a midnight, like a late night snack you used to get as a kid? This is what you were allowed to get?
Well, we would just get the oats, with nothing else. You know, just the oats. You know, just eat a few oats.
It was one of those things that we were always allowed to have. Yeah.
This is great.
Oats are such a traditional food all through medieval times, and everywhere oats were one of the main things that people ate.
You want to try the cocoa?
And the honey.
You got to have a sip of cocoa and a bite of the
I
bread.
don't spill it all over myself, but here we go.
Because it's thinner because of the water, but it actually doesn't matter at all.
That's good. About as good as coffee.
Nothing beats coffee.
All right, boys. I'll be doing this for the next one.
And how do we say in Switzerland?
And
good. Good it is.
Try it. It's very good.
Jens the Muesli King.
Yeah, better than the other king. Anyway, but was the music we played was so intense it made up for the song we didn't play.
Okay, well, this is going to be a very short show anyway. So.
Anyway, but we had lots of fun.
Oh yes, try this. It's really a healthy food. It is good even for the glycemic index and everything. Even as a diabetic, I can eat this no problem because it doesn't have much oats in it, and they really take a long time to get into the bloodstream. So you can try this at any, it's really healthy.
I think so.
Yes,
I love it. I tell you.
All right. Well, we see you again. We can see you again next week for our cook show again, number 27 then, and then we have our live stream on Friday. Right?
Yes. Looking forward. You all take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.